Alright guys, so with success of the far side, the fixtures all coming apart and coming off nicely, like I said, we'll do a bit more in-depth video on actually fitting these. So the way we have kind of figured out to do it is basically position the door panel, because the door panel kind of has to go where it needs to go. You know, it has to follow the line of the door and all that sort of stuff. The quarter panel itself can be moved in and out and up and down a bit easier than the door. So of the door sort of screwed in 3 places, sitting pretty good to be fair, lining up nicely with the line on the door, so it's fairly good. And then what we can see is down in here. So basically on the far side we came up along here, up along there, and then cut across. So we did. So we're going to do that because as you can see it is hitting. It is hitting down here. Gap's very tight, so as I say, it's kind of easier just to manipulate the quarter panel. So it is. So what we'll do is we'll get the top of the quarter panel all lined up, grind off whatever material needs ground off, because I mean the door pretty much needs its wee bracket put in. So it does. Quarter panel is actually sitting really nice to the door down here, so it's really this area here that needs to go in, because obviously there's about 6 or 7 mil there, so we need to get the quarter panel put in. So yeah, because the quarter panel's sitting out here, so I'll grind a bit off and see the way we end up. Alright, just a wee progress update. Been faffing about at this here for maybe half an hour, 3/4 of an hour now, so I have, but we are starting to take shape. You can sort of see the lines following pretty good, so they are. And down the side here, this here, we're going to have to put a wee boyo in here just to close it up, but same as the other side, everything's looking really nice. Might have to shave a wee bit off the quarter panel there. So at the minute still the door has to go in with its bracket, so I need to make the bracket for there now, which then creates a gap there. However, the quarter panel also needs to go in, so again we'll need the bracket for that there. So again, make the brackets, get it all held in place, and then we will worry about the wee dog leg. And then fingers crossed, once that's done, we will then make our final cuts in here. So again, that'll be coming out here, running up along here and across. So keep you updated. Alright guys, so just letting you into how we're doing the wee tub. So it turns out that the curve on the inside of one of the front wings matches the sort of curve of the tub. So what we did was put parcel tape down, like so, onto there, laid down a couple of strips of fiberglass, resined it in. Now the back side of it is lovely and smooth, as you can see, nice and smooth. So that'll do this part here. And then finally we had another piece here that's on the flat, so made that out of 2 bits of fiberglass. Again, it's just in for the minute, so we can actually get it up into place and get these 2 bits of fiberglass together, and then we'll actually fiberglass matting the back side of them. So basically those two there will go up alongside each other, something like that there. And then once those two are there in the shape, then we will fiberglass that into the actual quarter panel itself. Again, we're just going to use sort of the fiberglass paste, so to speak, just to get it held in place. And once it goes off, then we will fiberglass matting at the back side of it. And then on to this here. So basically, this part of the front wing that has been cut short, this needs to be moved out by about 10 mil. So currently at the minute, the side skirts don't fit on the passenger side. So this one here, basically, if you like, ends in line with this here. As you can see, the other wing ends back here. So the slot that's for the side skirt has nothing to hold on to. So now, again, that's why the other wing's off. We're going to have to fiberglass this to extend this part so that the skirt actually has somewhere to go into. So just more fiberglassing. So as I showed you earlier on how I made these wee sort of filler pieces to get the shape of this here, what we've done now is just temporarily fiberglass them in with a wee bit of just the fiberglass paste. We've just sort of scribed the shape that it needs to be. What we're going to do now, so it's basically just sort of in the shape of it. It's very thin, very flimsy. So what we're going to do now is we're going to glass the back side of it with the matting and the resin. Whenever that's curing, we're going to get it back on the car, get it screwed up in so that it holds its shape while the resin's curing. And then once it's cured, we will give it this final trim, one wee skim of resin over the top of it. But as you can see, that's how we came up with it. At the moment, the door panel is in its position, ready to rock and roll. Locating screws are in. This here was in its final position as well, so the locating screws are also in for this here. So basically, once this here is glassed, trimmed, we are pretty much ready to put the composite fixtures back into it. And then what we'll do is, as I said to you, we'll just re-fiberglass these here because they're a wee bit light and a wee bit flimsy. So we'll glass a wee bit more at them, we'll glass a wee bit more at the bumper sort of retaining bracket, whatever you want to call it. As I explained earlier on, with the bottom of the front wing for the side skirt to go into. So whenever this here is drying, we'll get on with that there. As you can see here now, I have the passenger wing extended with fiberglass and the side skirt now fitting. A bit of a pain in the ass to try and get it to all line up, but worked out not so bad. And then moving inside, we're jumping ahead a wee bit here, but that is the passenger side tub done and sort of fiberglassed in. A wee bit of paste just to smooth it out. Alright, so as I said before there, the passenger side's now all completely bonded on. I'm going to move on to closing in this wee gap here. So again, just made a curved bit of fiberglass, and this is going to pretty much go in here. That's it, something like that there. And then we'll get this here all glassed in, and that will close that gap in, just make it look a wee bit more presentable. So it will The other side's pretty much the same, but yeah, that's the side here, all glassed in. Gonna get that stone chipped here now over the weekend, but yeah, that's that one all bonded on. Again, had to put a few relocating screws in because whenever we were bonding it on for it, just wanted to come away a wee bit from the body, and the duct tape just wasn't holding it on. So yeah, getting there now. Alright folks, now it's Sunday. Car's going to paint on next Monday. So at the minute I'd say we're looking pretty good. Got the washer jet holes done, indicator holes done, have this bit here extended on the wing in fiberglass. This quarter panel here now is complete. Obviously it's been took off because I'm going to do seam sealing and stone chipping today. So all of these sacrificial holes have now been filled with panel bond. Any of the holes actually around the car have now been sealed with panel bond. So right now today what we're going to do is close in the opening on the quarter panel. So this little bit of fiberglass that I have made is going to be glassed in here, and then we're just going to stone chip this wee area here, just to tidy it up a bit whenever we're doing the rest of the stone chipping. So yeah, at least that'll close that there in as well, make everything nice and tidy. So here we go. That's them, taped in place, ready to get fiberglassed in. As you see, we'll just close in that gap nicely. This one done, the other one done, and we'll get them fiberglass now. Alright folks, that's our all epoxy primed, etch primed, epoxy primed, wee bit of high build onto it. Now we are going to get her all sealed up and get her stone chipped. Nearly there now. That's the seam sealer all in place. No pinholes. Nicely in around the petrol cap box that had to be made. Right the way around. Same on the other side. Looking nice and tidy. Once we get a wee bit of stone chip on this here, she will be sweet. This is just necessary to prolong the life of the work that we're doing. So as we head into all the final stages and just all the wee niceties, so that's the indicator holes all took out, fitting lovely. The washer jet holes all done, and with the vent, this here was all floppy with the two skins, so we put a bit of panel bond in between them so there's no more rattling of the bonnet, for that would do my head in. But yeah, just need to remove the rest of the tint off the headlights. I'm going to get the painter just to give them a wee sand and re-lacquer them so that they're looking mint, but the end is getting close now. That is her now, pretty much ready for paint. Side skirts are all properly screwed on, and we're all nicely seam sealed, stone chipped. The opening all closed in. Same on this side, everything fitting lovely. Again, nicely stone chipped, just to protect everything. Nice wee line pulled up, and yeah, we are pretty much ready for paint. All I have to do this evening is get the rear valance on, and then what me and Toby will do, we're going to take off the front bumper and the two front wings, cut the mesh for the painter, so whenever she comes back from paint, we don't have to remove anything. Other than refit tail lights, door handles, wing mirrors, and put the interior back into her. So happy days.